Hey everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nubraid's quick video today for a small bit of news. But tomorrow, Thursday, the 10th of April, there's going to be a progressive chance event dedicated to the National Siblings Day. I don't know if this is actually a thing in my country, the national. I don't know. Maybe. I should message my sister, tell her I'll pull a Hansel witch hunter for her. She'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. But yeah, this event, 23 hours. The siblings get one less hour than usual. That's life, eh? Yeah, we've got Hansel, Witch Hunter, Gretel Hagbane, Gnut, Samar Gemcursed, Constantine the Dayborn, and Vlad the Nightborn. So obviously we've got two duos. Constantine and Vlad go together. Hansel and Gretel go together. Gnut and Samar don't have any duo in game, but in lore, they are brothers. Actually, I think Mountain King is their dad. I think, which is quite fun. Don't know who their mom is. I don't know, War Mother or something like that. Who knows? But yeah. So needless to say. Don't pull for Samar. I mean, I think there's really only one champ to pull for, and that's Gnut. Pretty straightforward. I actually do think there's something to be said for Vlad, but he's pretty low priority for a Void pull. In fact, there's so many better Void legendaries, but he will be very useful for Faction Wars. Look, Gnut is obvious enough. Everyone knows about Gnut. I mean, I guess quick thoughts on everyone. Hansel and Gretel, better than people think. Definitely better than people think, but they're not necessary. They are like a really good ally attack duo for Arena, and they'll be very strong in Faction Wars. But you have to have kind of cardio to make the most out of them for the Faction Crypt, which is a little bit tricky. For Arena, they can work with really any ally attacker. Mikage would be the best. They're certainly viable, but it's pretty intensive, and you kind of want to rely on that strategy and build around it intentionally. You need good blessings for them both. You need good accessories, lots of good ones in Sacred Order to make it work. They can definitely work. They're okay. I was impressed by them when I tried them in Arena, but they're not like the best of the best, right? Like, they're not on a Seekfriend level. So they're good, but you need a lot of resources to actually have them maxed out. So very few people actually use them. And it's, in my opinion, not worth chasing for anyone. If you have them and good souls and good gear, they're super fun and can be a cool niche strategy. But it's kind of a lot of work. So yeah. Gnut obviously is still fantastic and remains so. And I'm curious, they'll probably, do an Amius type thing in the future where they will limit enemy max HP further against bosses. Because, let's be real, every event dungeon now, when we're going into it, every new boss that we fight at all is like, can we just use Gnut and Marius to just one-shot the boss at like a reset, and we don't have to do the boss? That's a very legitimate thing. So I'm curious what they'll do in the future. Certainly for right now, it's worth having a Gnut. Absolutely. This is one that is actually worth chasing. So if you're close to Mercy, this is absolutely worth going for. It's still only like a, 7% chance to get him, but still, 93% of the time you'll be disappointed, but that 7% might be worth hitting Mercy on your Ancients or Sacreds if you're close. I wouldn't go crazy, like I wouldn't pull more than 30 Ancients or something, but if I was close and I didn't have Gnut, I'd certainly be sorely tempted. And I don't know, probably this tiny 7% chance to get Gnut might be worth skipping the entire fusion, It's kind of crazy. Samar, no one's going to go for him. Nobody uses him. He's just there. I think he was good against what? I can't even remember what boss he was good against. Bommel, maybe? Could he solo Bommel or something? Block damage, and I don't know. He could solo something, and he was okay. But yeah, maybe it was Scarab or Bommel. I don't know. He has some fun potential for a go second type HP nuker, but I think he needs some buffs to do it. There's a decent chance he could get buffed sometime in the future. He's got a very cool, very unique look. I think it would be great if they buffed him at some point. We'll see. But he's certainly not worth pulling now. Constantine has been buffed, and he hits very hard. The only issue I have with him is there's lots of nukers that hit very hard. Like, he can ignore 75% defense, but it's very hard to get these debuffs. Yeah, he's a very strong nuker. He does have block revive against Undead, Demon Spawn, Knights, Revenant. That's really cool. He block revives all enemies if Vlad is there. That's very cool. He is solid, but again, there are so many nukers in this game. I just don't think it's worth pulling on a Void Progressive for him. Vlad, maybe. Just purely for, he's actually not bad. He's AoE decreased defense block active skills on a 3 turn. It's actually really good. AoE leech with Turn Meter Steel. or potentially turn meter decrease if they're not from these factions, again, is really solid, and he can destroy and heal himself on his A1. He's good. You know, he's actually a pretty good champion. He's actually pretty solid. Yeah, so it fills his turn. Well, yeah, it'll give him 50% turn meter fill if he kills an enemy, and Constantine is there. You know, Vlad is sort of that champ you build as sort of a debuffer, but he still does good damage. He's got 2 AoEs on 3-turn cooldowns. He's not like God tier. He's much better than this. This is very, very harsh. This is not accurate in my mind at all. I think Vlad's actually super solid. And definitely, you know, in the faction wars, if faction wars is really hard and there's mythicals, you know, you're kind of limited for AoE decreased defense in this faction as well. He brings it, and AoE block active skills on a 3-turn is actually phenomenal. And some turn meter control. He could be absolutely monstrous for faction crypts here. So I think Vlad's actually decent. Would I pull for him? Probably not. But if I had him, I'd be very happy. So yeah, there you go. Long story short, Gnut, probably worth considering. But Vlad, no, definitely not. And there you go. They are, that's my thoughts on this event. Like I said, it's a small one. It's not too exciting. Oh, I do have a giveaway just to finish off, so I'll do that real quick. Yeah, this was for the fact or fiction giveaway that I ran. So you guys had to, I for April Fool's Day, I had 4 stories, 3 of which were true and 1 of which was a lie, and you guys had to guess. So to go through them quickly, the first one was that I've never pulled a shard by accident or for the wrong event. The second one was when I started playing Raid, I thought that Sniper was better than the starter champions, or like as good as the starters. The third one was that I've spent less money on Raid than I've been paid by Plarium for promotional videos, and for both Raid and Mech Arena. And then the fourth one is that me and YST actually were watching each other's channels for months before we did our first collab and became BFFs. Now, you want to hear the hilarious thing? YST thought the last one was a lie, but no, it was actually true, because he knew that he watched me, but I apparently, or he forgot, or I never told him that I used to watch his channel. But yeah, he watched my channel because obviously I didn't have a Raid channel before, you know, our collab, you know, or he watched mine for a little bit before we did our collab, but he had watched my World of Warcraft content from a couple of years before, or a year before, when I was covering World of Warcraft. So he knew me from that. And then when I started playing Raid, I played Raid for almost a year before making my channel. I obviously was a huge fan of YST and thought he had really creative content. So yeah, you know, we both knew each other for months. So that was actually true. YST, even though he's involved, got it wrong. Probably my fault, but there you go. Number 3, the money thing is also true. I also thought it's true that I thought Sniper was exceptionally good as well. I was like, man, this Sniper character, she's amazing. I remember doing like potion keeps and be like, damn, she's destroying people. So strong. The one that was a lie is that I've never pulled a shard by accident or for the wrong event. This was actually true until recently, where I think I pulled for a progressive chance event and I forgot to put the character in. So I ended up, I think I got a legendary as well. But yeah, it was like, shit, I forgot to put the character in for the progressive chance. Whoops. So I think I've only messed up once with the shards, but nonetheless, I have messed up, which makes that one a lie. So that is the right answer. But yeah, I will go through and I will send the giveaway winners to, I'll pick 5 who pick the right answer at random, and I'll send that over to Plarium right now, actually, after recording this video. But there you go, guys. A little bit of news. And yeah, also one thing to consider, if whether you're doing this fusion or not, we know that there's a hero's path at the end of the fusion, which is Dungeon Divers and Summon Rush. So we have 2 Summon Rush as part of this fusion. I put up a poll, by the way. Yeah, check this out. So I put up a poll. We've had 4,000 votes. 78% of people are skipping the fusion. 11% are going for it only. And 11% are still deciding. And I guess, let's say even it splits 50-50. We're going to have, over 85%, I'd say. Probably 85% of people are not going to go for this fusion. And I would say my audience is probably one of the most engaged with fusions in general. So pretty dire for this fusion. But there's a hero's path at the end. It is certainly possible we could have a Titan event or something at the end. I know they were teasing like some sort of bonus event, a surprise at the end of community weeks. So I don't know. Maybe they could put in some sort of Titan event here at the end as well. I could definitely see that being possible. I'm not sure what they would give for it, but I do think it's possible. And then obviously after the fusion, I'd expect that's, again, probably a Titan event for a bit of time off. And then I think we see Faction Wars hard. I would guess probably after that. And I don't know, we might see a new collab at some point as well. I was chatting to Grim Reaper today. We were doing a collabs, we're recording those. They'll be out maybe tomorrow. But if you look at the event group tab here, we now have it's like an extra tab, which is for Alice's Adventure. So they're making room for more tabs, for more relics. So I'd certainly be expecting another big event at some point in probably the near future. I think they generate tons of engagement, and I think their Plarium's pretty big fans of them. I think we're going to see a good few this year. It's my guess. We'll see. We will see. But there you go, guys. That is it from me for today. Bear in mind, we will have, again, a summon rush at the weekend. This is only for Thursday. This is not going to overlap with the Fusion summon rush. There'll be another summon rush at the weekend. But yeah, if you're skipping the Fusion, it doesn't really matter too much any which way. There we go. Guys, thank you for watching. I'll catch you all next time. Goodbye.